I'm sat here during Snowmageddon making a video I never thought I would make, and that is how much I made during my first month of YouTube monetization as a small, I emphasize small, creator here on YouTube. Literally everything is covered in snow. It's crazy. Being from the South, like I'm not used to this at all. Hence the heated blanket, just wanted to acknowledge that. I know these videos are very, very popular, especially if you're on like your own monetization journey. I personally have watched a ton just year over year, seeing how the algorithm shifts, what picks up for people, what doesn't. This video is not about how to get monetized. It's more just like showing you how much I made the first month. I'm doing this because I'm very financially conscious and kind of want to incorporate more of that into my channel and also just be very transparent with finances with you guys. That being said though, this is not all that my content is focused on. And I know since these videos are pretty popular, maybe this is the first one you're ever seeing from me. But I do want to emphasize that this is not my focus of the channel. I typically do like sustainability, lifestyle content, whether that's upcycling fashion finds from the thrift or just being better with your money and making more intentional purchases and decisions. You guys can check out some of my other videos if you're into that. But if you're new here, did I say my name? My name's Elise. Just want to preface that if you want to subscribe, do so, but know that this is not all that I put out. So let's get into my monetization journey first and foremost. So I actually made a video a few years back talking all about how I'm emphasizing not to monetize your hobbies. I still stand by that. I still think if you have a hobby that turns into a business or a side hustle, it's best to keep it that way as a way to enjoy it rather than make your entire livelihood based on your hobby and then you feel like you have to, it becomes a chore and you hate it. While YouTube was never something that I thought would be a livelihood, at one point in time during my teenage years, I did have an old channel monetized that was making basically all of my income other than like serving jobs and retail jobs. And that was fine and I liked keeping it that way. But if I were to like in this day and age monetize all of my social media all of a sudden, would it be taking so much of my time that it then becomes my livelihood and then becomes a chore, blah, 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 blah. That we don't know, but I am here to tell you now that I am monetized, I do like keeping it at this level of like side hustle, hobby versus trying to pivot and really like pour everything into it and make it my livelihood. I'm just not there right now. I really enjoy my current 9-to-5. I enjoy being in the fashion industry. It definitely gives me deeper insights to something I find super interesting, but I also have a background in marketing and environmental science. I just love like teaching and being value-based in my content, and I find that YouTube is consuming in a way, but in a way that's really fulfilling, and I find joy in presenting information to people in a perspective that maybe they haven't considered before. All that to say, I think it would be really taxing to have YouTube and a 9-to-5, so I kind of like this more like side hustle stage that it's at, and it's a hobby really. I'm just really grateful other people are finding value in my content, whether it's one of my more like podcasty videos where you just sit down and clean your room while you're listening to it, or if it's like a thrift with me or a styling outfits or a decluttering video. Just I'm glad there's value there that people are enjoying. It's being reflected back to me in like a monetized way. I don't know, I'm still kind of wrapping my head around like the engagement economy, the attention economy, and how like someone watching my video puts money in my pocket. I don't know. But I do want to say thank you if you've been along for the ride, if you've been a subscriber for whether it's been the past week, the past month, the past year, or 5 years, it doesn't matter. I'm so grateful for you watching along and being here with me and me being able to share with you and having a discussion in the comments. I think that's one of my favorite things is discussing these topics in the comments, because things that I cover aren't necessarily like mainstream or super talked about in a nuanced way. Sometimes it's just like buzzwords and headlines. So I love getting into like the nitty gritty and then chatting through it with you all. So thank you for that. My monetization journey. Okay, let's start there. So I feel like I'd have to really like look at like my lifetime analytics of my YouTube channel, but I feel like my channel and my focus into YouTube started picking up more around like 2023. At that time, I was working part-time as a coach and making enough money to like live my life and also have free time to do YouTube. And I don't know, something in me clicked. I feel like I wasn't in school anymore. I was just working part-time as a coach. I was being paid well enough to like, you know, make ends meet, but I wanted more. I was looking for so many outlets and career paths, and then YouTube was just something naturally I just wanted to share on. So even though I've had this channel in particular like active and like I've posted on it since I think 2018, 2023 is the year that I really was like, I want to do this more and I want to put more effort and offer more value to my little community that we had growing. So that's when I started putting out more like sit down video essay kind of videos and things that I wanted to talk about and felt like maybe there was a community out there to kind of join in and lean in and cultivate, and not just post like vlogs, because I feel like I was posting vlogs for me because it was fun, but I wasn't really building an audience and I wasn't really covering in depth all the things that I wanted to really talk about. So that's probably around when I like started getting more subscribers consistently, more views, more likes. Also, the advent of YouTube Shorts has a little bit to do with like finding new viewers and having them subscribe from things like thrift flips or upcycling, or even like little YouTube shorts of like beauty shorts or hair shorts. And posting those did help kind of like boost my channel overall, but not necessarily in monetization terms, because to be monetized, if you do or do not know, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which is so difficult. I'm telling you, 4,000 watch hours is not easy. When I had my very first YouTube channel monetized, I think it used to be something that you could like opt into. Like I had 100 subscribers and I think I opted into AdSense or like being a partner. I think the bar was just way lower, but also at that time, mind you, this was like 2015. YouTube wasn't offering its partners the same investment and same resources to creators then that they are now. Like now there's all sorts of funky ways to like monetize, like badges and like super thanks and just like, I think live stream chatting, but then also AdSense, like the traditional, this is how people make money. It's crazy. It's a whole different world out here. So yeah, the bar from when I first did it, super low, to now it's like, you gotta be like dedicated. You have to be like a real creator. They're not just monetizing anyone around here, okay? But that was fine because that was never really the goal for me. I think if you're someone who really wants to monetize their YouTube, make a living off of social media, it's gonna take a lot of work. It's not just gonna come easily to you. And even though this is a hobby for me, it's something I really enjoy putting everything into, and that means like scripting and filming and editing and having all those components like execute really well consistently is what's going to get you monetized. There's no shortcut. I was in this purgatory of 4,000 watch hours for like all of 2025, okay? I knew I was nearing that finish line, but I would get to like 3,000 and have like 1,000 watch hours left. And then it had been a calendar 365 days, a calendar year since my last video that had done really well. And it would neck me back down to 2,500 watch hours. And then I'd have to build all the way to get to 4,000. That was most of like my 2025. I was never really worried about subscriber count because that just happens over time. I feel like when you build an audience and you have things that you consistently talk about or like brand recognition, that just kind of happens. Like you build community, you build subscriber count, whatever. The watch hour piece of it is just a little bit tougher to crack. It's not having one okay 15-minute video and a decent 30-minute video and then like a really good 20-minute video. It's like they all have to be really good, long enough to get watch hours. People have to be watching it long enough. And maybe that just speaks to my content, honestly. Like I'm not a full-time creator. I'm a one-woman show. I'm scripting, I'm filming, I'm editing, all by myself, all with a 9 to 5. So like naturally my content isn't as good as even I envision it could be, but it's like I feel good enough about the value that I'm putting out there. And then obviously this tail end of 2025 has proven and shown that like I am putting out content that people do want to see. So really what did it for me is that I had this one video kind of pop off and get like 10,000 views in the span of a month. And most of my other videos, if they're doing really well, for me, that's like 2,000 views, which is still good. Honestly, coming from like, sometimes my videos still get 80 views, like my vlogs and stuff, those are more for me anyway, but those don't perform as well. This video performed way better than I was ever expecting, but still in line with my channel. So I'm never trying to produce videos that are going to just perform really well for the algorithm. Like that's not my MO. I just want to put out valuable content for my audience, my community, and what I've cultivated here. So that video did really well, and that kicked me needing 100 or so more watch hours, which was amazing. And this felt like a race against the clock because at the same time I knew the whole calendar year thing was gonna happen again, and then all of my other videos that had done really well, it was gonna be for naught and not count towards this 4,000 watch hour limit or goalpost that I needed to reach. Then I put out my usual end of the year Project Pan finale video, and that pushed me over the finish line to get to 4,000 watch hours. So I feel like if there's anything to take away from this, it's to create content that's like searchable to a wider audience, but also aligns with your channel and what you already produce, and that's valuable for your audience and keeps them coming back, but then also throwing in a video here or there that is for a wider audience to bring them in as well. Not saying I'm the algorithm queen or anything, that's just like what worked for me. So that was a little bit of like my YouTube to monetization journey, if you will. Now I'm gonna show you guys how much I actually made this month. Eek! My first month ever, okay? So we are in my channel analytics dashboard. If you see here, I have 23.7 thousand views this past month, last 28 days. I will attribute this to clipping long form content into shorts. It's kind of like a trailer or a preview, if you will, and then I link the related video. That way it kind of like pushes out my long form content and brings more people in. Also, it's just an easy way for me to just like stay relevant to YouTube, if you will. Now, I've gotten a lot more watch hours, and I will attribute this to like my recurring content, like my series of like Project Pan is a really good example. And then also like maybe declutters and just resets and stuff like that. Like I do a lot of that on my channel too. And when those videos come out, they do perform decently well. They're not like top performing videos. Honestly, I have no idea what makes a top performing video. So if you're, again, I'm not the algorithm queen, that's not what this video is about, but sometimes they just pop off. Glory be to the YouTube gods. That's blasphemy. I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, and in the last month, I've had about 50 subscribers, which I feel like this is like a typical what you can expect once you hit like, I don't know, like 1,000 subscribers. You get like anywhere from like 10 new ones to 50 new ones if it's like a really good month. I found like the more subscribers I get, it just like feels like more of an exponential kind of thing. It doesn't feel as variable as watch hours and views do. Those, for some reason, I just like don't really have a handle on. So you can see all of the content that I've been posting from December 28th till today, January 25th. I became monetized on December 26th. So it's been 29 days. And I have the Google AdSense mail to prove it. You know this is gonna be in the thumbnail. We're gonna talk about this later though. If you are like really trying to get monetized, your channel analytics dashboard is going to be your best friend. It's just going to show you what videos bring in new people, recurring viewers, what's super searchable, what people are really liking from you. So keep an eye on that if you are really pouring into YouTube and really trying to grow. So it shows me all of my top content, most of it being shorts, and then my closet audit. Drum roll, please. In my first month of YouTube, I made a whopping $41.70. in my first month of YouTube. Now, this is coming from someone who has a 9-to-5, who doesn't pour everything into YouTube. It's just me. I don't have an editor. I'm uploading content that I enjoy creating and that I see that people find the value in. And to me, 41 bucks is something I didn't have before. So I don't know, it's cool. It's just really cool. I think it's super fun and interesting how like you can also have videos that are doing really well in the past kind of give you like residual income, passive income, if you will. You're not really actively making that money every single day. It's just happening kind of in the background. I think that's super, super cool. I also want to mention in this day and age and this economy with the cost of living, a side hustle never hurt nobody, okay? It's okay if you've got like an Etsy business or YouTube, social media, or you're selling clothes on Depop, Vinted. Side hustles are honestly, I'm not gonna say mandatory, but it's starting to feel like it if you just wanna make ends meet and have a little extra cushion. So I'm not complaining about this whatsoever. But yeah, once you hit that 1,000 subscribers and those 4,000 watch hours, they will let you know pretty quickly, like, hey, if you're checking like your earn page daily like I was, because I was like, how many more hours? I'm at like 12 more watch hours, please. If you're checking it, they'll let you know, hey, they say you have to apply, but really I think you just have to like run your email through the system and just like flag that you are ready to be monetized. Because for me, they're saying it's going to take like a few weeks. I think it took like a couple of days, honestly, to go through the whole process. I think if you're posting more like risque content or like controversial content, then yeah, they're gonna like do a deeper dive on you. But for me, it was really quick and simple, and I was monetized like the next day or two. After that, to actually get paid out, they want your identity verification, they want your address, tax information, all that good stuff. And then you get your Google AdSense in the mail. And it comes with like a little PIN number that you punch in to like verify your address, and then you're monetized. Now, what I find really cool about AdSense in particular is you can adjust your payout rate. Now, it's set at $100 just like generally across the board. I think what I might do is like bump it up to like $1,000. So like if/when I ever reach $1,000, it's like a big lump sum payout that I could put towards the mortgage or paying off furniture or something else that would be super helpful in the moment. I feel like $100 isn't super needle moving. It would be great to have $100 every month, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like I want to work towards maybe a bigger goal. I don't know. If you're monetized, do you have a different way that you go about it? Do you set it higher? Do you keep it low and just let it pay you out monthly? I also feel like if you're someone who has variable income and you rely on YouTube, it would be tricky if, let's say, you're like a really big creator and you set out to do $3,000 every month and you only get paid out if it gives you $3,000. What if you don't hit $3,000 and you're like at $2,000 and you don't get paid that month? Like, that would be crazy. So, food for thought there. $41.70 is nothing to sneeze at, especially considering I am a very small creator. I am like just over 2,000 subscribers, and I am so grateful for the community that I've cultivated. I can just tell by reading people's comments and having the discussions that we have that we're like-minded people and we enjoy the same things, and you guys get value from what I create, and I just love creating for you and feeling like I'm not talking straight into the void anymore. But even if I were, I'd still be doing what I'm doing. Well, I am going to hibernate probably for the rest of the day. I have work tomorrow if the power doesn't go out. I really hope it doesn't go out. If you have been here from the beginning, thank you so, so much. It means a lot to me. I mean, I've had, started from zero and made my way here, and I just want to give all 2,000 of you guys just like a really big group hug. And it's just really cool that we can have these online communities, and YouTube is definitely my favorite place to form that. Instagram and TikTok cannot touch what YouTube has got. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm just so, so grateful to have this kind of platform and have you guys with me. The algorithm is gonna recommend you a video at the end of this one, so stick around to see what that might be from my channel. We've got plenty to choose from here. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Bye.